So every year, cruise lines roll out new features, new ships, new updates. They got to come out with something to use for marketing. But this year, the 2025 year's upgrades seem to be next level to me. I think it's going to be a huge, huge year for cruising, not just with new ships, but with game-changing upgrades from next level dining options to innovative onboard experiences. I think they're raising the bar again. I'm about to highlight some of the most exciting features, or what I think are the most exciting features. The last one, it's a real surprise, and it might just make or break that next cruise. So let's talk about enhanced dining experiences. Arguably, one of the most common complaints that cruise line gets is about the food. Either it's not good enough, there's not enough of it, there's too much, it's too expensive, it's boring, yada, yada, yada. So it seems like every new ship, every new year or new design, they try and come up with something elevated to that, I don't want to keep saying to the next level, but they're trying to elevate it, to make it a positive experience for all. So this year we're looking at new menus, celebrity chefs, and some pretty interesting dining concepts. So several of the cruise lines are collaborating with Michelin-starred chefs to really create these amazing, exclusive, unbelievable dining experiences, specialty dining primarily. Unfortunately, a lot of the upgrades for food-wise, culinarily, are for specialty restaurants instead of like the main dining room or the casual dining. I get it. It costs some money, so they want to recoup it. Okay. We're looking at some more themed and niche dining options like vegan-only menus and regional cuisine pop-ups. Think Thai street food. What else? I saw several of them. Anyway, you get the point. They're trying new things. They're trying to change up not only the menus, but the experience. Like this next one, interactive dining. Talking about, tableside cooking, special chef's table events, interactive tasting menus. They're trying to make that dining a true experience and not just another meal. This one I really like. It's not that I like it. I'm glad to see this. Sustainable sourcing is a major concern, a major, opportunity that is being taken advantage of. They're doing their absolute best to find locally sourced organic ingredients and buying, there's a term for it, not just in time, but buying right. They're reducing that food waste, not buying 800 lobsters. Maybe you only buy 400. Well, anyway, you get, they're really trying to find that right balance. Flexible dining times, a lot of people have responded to that. Norwegian, it's all flexible, you go when you want. A lot of the other cruise lines have included flexible dining times as an option. That's getting more and more prevalent. Open seating, reservation-free dining, show up when you want, or, maybe, book a table in the app 5 minutes before you get there, that kind of thing. More and more cruise lines are implementing that, or if they have already implemented it, they're increasing the availability of it. Another area that we're going to be seeing a lot of changes in is entertainment. AI-driven shows, performances that are, adapt to the audience engagement and respond in real time. So if this scene gets a great reaction from the crowd, well, instead of doing the next scene, they'll recalculate it, revamp it so that it's more about what you just responded to. Virtual and augmented reality, they're now offering VR enhanced escape rooms and the augmented reality tours of the ship. The Broadway calendar productions, they are really ramping them up. They're adding more partnerships with top tier production companies and taking them to the next level. So I don't know that they'll ever actually rival Broadway, but maybe in the near future, they'll rival off Broadway. But, getting better talent, getting better designs, better quality productions. This one has been taken off the last couple of years, and they're really ramping it up this year. The interactive game shows where audience participation, real prizes, being part of Wheel of Fortune, or what's the other one? Deal or No Deal, instead of just watching, the ability to participate. Rooftop cinema and concerts. This one is been around for a long time, arguably, movie nights up on the pool. But now there are several of the new ships that are going to be coming out soon. That whole experience is going to be upgraded. So instead of just laying on a pool lounge, one of the rumors I heard is they're going to be bringing out couches like love seats and posing them around, having live bands, not just during the day at sea, but actually, at night as a main attraction. Instead of maybe being in the theater, they'll be out on the pool deck, but it'll be different. Wellness and fitness upgrades. The cruise lines are definitely expanding their onboard wellness options, whether it be expanded spa facilities, larger spas, more treatment rooms, relaxation lounges. They're including some holistic wellness programs, meditation sessions, sleep therapy. The on-deck fitness options are increasing, the outdoor yoga platforms, functional training space, running tracks, also adding in some biohacking treatments like cryotherapy, red light therapy, oxygen chambers, that kind of thing. The healthy dining initiatives are off the charts, plant-based, low sodium, gluten-free. Pretty much every cruise line will have significantly more options in all of those areas this year. Staterooms, high-tech staterooms, that smart technology is really transforming your stateroom experience, whether it be, the AI-powered room controls to automatically adjust lighting, temperature, and the entertainment with voice commands to virtual windows, inside cabins with floor-to-ceiling digital displays showing a real-time ocean view, personalized room service, room attendants using AI to anticipate your desires, your preferences. In-room dining innovation. Now, this is one, they're really trying to ramp up and provide you with larger menus and quicker delivery. So if you're going to order room service, not only do you have more options that you can eat, but it's actually going to get there hot. That's kind of important. They're using much more eco-friendly materials, sustainable bedding, toiletries, refillable water stations, things like that. Family and adult-only zones. A lot of the cruise lines are realizing that family cruising is important and it's a huge revenue stream. They've begun to realize that the adults need somewhere to go too, that they don't want to be with their kids all the time. They want some other areas to go where when the kids are in the kids club, they can go and they can sit in the solarium, they can sit in, wherever and not have to deal with other people's kids kind of thing. A lot of them are expanding their kids clubs, speaking of kids clubs, focusing on age-specific programming with technology, creative spaces, talking about narrowing the age groups, having more groups. So instead of having, 10 and under and then 11 to 17 doing, 3 to 5, 6 to 9, 10 to 12, 13 to 15, that kind of thing. Because at 12, you're interested in things that a 10-year-old's not interested in yet. And vice versa. So they're realizing that if they're going to do a good job with kids clubs, they need to expand them. They need to make them better options for all ages. Family cabins, the availability of family suites in particular, designed for that multi-generational travel where you've got 2, 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms with, the kids area, the adults area, the common areas, being able to all experience that living space in your own way. More multi-generational activities are going to be included, whether it be cooking classes, scavenger hunts, interactive game nights, VR lounges, social media studios, gaming areas. They're really going to the next level. Sustainability and eco-friendly innovations. Again, these cruise lines are under governmental mandates to clean their act up by, I don't remember if it's 2035 or 2050. I know there are incremental steps as well, but a lot more ships are being designed to use LNG, liquefied natural gas, for their engines, mainly for the reduced emissions. Single-use plastic ban, that has pretty much taken over almost all the cruise lines at this point, using biodegradables or reusable alternatives instead. Their waste management tech, those systems on board to recycle and reduce that onboard waste are amazing. More and more ports are supporting electric shore power for the ships. That way, when they are in port, the ships can, for lack of a better word, shut off their engines to minimize the emissions, but they still have power for the ship. Eco tours, excursions focus on that environmental education and conservation, have tripled in the last 5 years, and it's just going to continue. The surprise feature, the one that I really think is going to change how we cruise, flexible itineraries. Now, this is a very, very new concept, very experimental at this stage, but they're talking about open jaw cruises where guests will be allowed to board and disembark at different ports. The ship might be doing a 7-night Eastern Caribbean, Miami to Miami, but you can get off in Costa Maya and stay in Costa Maya for a week and then hop back on the ship the next time it comes around and take it back to Miami. Like I said, it's very experimental, very drawing board at the moment. On-demand excursions, basically these are last-minute excursions that you book directly through the ship's app, okay? To me, that's not really a new thing, but they're talking about creating them on the fly. So if you don't have an excursion booked and you go into the app and, it pops up, it'll say, well, what do you want in an excursion? What do you want in an excursion? And you click on, I want these 3 things, but not these 4. It creates you an excursion, customized on-demand excursions. Again, just like the open jaw, that's very experimental. Exclusive island resorts. This is not really new, but it is blossoming. Every cruise line's got their private islands now. And several of the big ones have multiple, and they're in the process of building 2 or 3 or 4 more, whether it be private islands or private areas on an island. They're experimenting with private transfers and embarkation. So basically, you can skip the line. You can skip the whole check-in thing. If you're staying at a local hotel, you set this up. Limo or sedan pulls up to the hotel. You hop in, takes you right to the ship, hand your luggage to the porters, and get right on board. You don't have to go through security. You don't have to go through check-in. You don't have to go through any of that. That's all handled behind the scenes, and you don't have to worry about it. My guess is as they roll that out, that's going to start with the pinnacle, the triple diamond, quadruple platinum, the people that have got 200 nights on board. Give that to them as a perk initially. Loyalty perks expansion. Be prepared. And based on everything I'm hearing, most of the major cruise lines are in the process of revamping their loyalty programs. They're doing more tier-based rewards. They're doing exclusive dining just for X level. They're doing VIP scourge excursions. They're changing where, how many nights are needed for each of the tiers. Some of them are including more tiers. They're all going to be changing, hopefully for the better. So now that you know what to expect from cruises in 2025, you want to make sure you're picking the right cabin, because if you don't, you could end up with a room that's more hassle than relaxation. And I'm going to show you how to avoid this in this video.